If you're thinking of buying or selling a home in the near future, then you'll want to stick around because this October market update is crucial for making your decision. Hi, my name is Claudia and I'm a real estate agent with eXp Realty. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick update on the October real estate market. Now, I know that a lot of people are probably wondering what's happening right now, especially since we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year. So if you're curious about what's been going on, or you want to get an idea of what to expect in the coming months, then stick around because I'm about to break it all down for you now. First, we're going to start with the data for all of Middlesex County and then break down what this means for buyers and sellers. This data varies by specific locations, so if you have any questions about any areas in particular, feel free to comment below and I'll be sure to address them. Last month, we were talking about how rates have started to go up. Well, since our September market update, they have increased even more. Here are the rates at the time of filming this video. Overall, in Middlesex County, we are still seeing historically low inventory. Normally around this time of year, we have 1,300 new listings, 4,000 to 5,000 active listings, and 5 months of inventory with days on market being around 50 to 60. Here's what happened this September. We had 981 new listings, 1,934 active listings, 2 months of inventory, and days on market were about 36. As you can see from the year-over-year trends, we have minimal inventory to work with. During the time of the pandemic, the lack of inventory was attributed to sellers not knowing where they were going to go next due to the bidding wars and fear of not finding a home to live in within a reasonable time frame for the potential buyer. Now, the lack of inventory can be explained by people who refinance to lower rates, not wanting to sell their home and purchase at the current rates. Month over month, we're still looking at more days on market with a slight average increase from 34 to 37. With regard to the number of active and new listings, we are seeing a similar pattern that we saw with the year-over-year trends, showing a slight decline of new and active listings from August to September. Annual rentals are in demand. People who are on the fence about buying are opting to rent, causing the pricing of rentals to be on the upward trend. Average monthly rents in Middlesex County are up to $28.62 for the month of September. This is higher than what we saw this time last year at $26.46 and higher than the average that we saw last month at $27.78. So if you were thinking about selling your home in order to buy a new one, renting out your current home might be a lucrative option that you want to explore. Prior to becoming a landlord, I encourage you to familiarize yourself with landlord-tenant laws in your state. If you'd like me to put you in touch with a great attorney, I'm happy to do so. If you are a buyer who's been looking for a while, you might be making adjustments to your criteria to accommodate the new change in affordability. Many of my clients who are in the market have opted to reduce their budget by $50,000 to $100,000. So if you're having a tough time finding a home that checks all the boxes, you may want to start exploring other locations or really honing in on what's on your needs versus wants list. This can be a great time for you to buy a house. The rate increases have caused a lot of people who did not need to buy to put their home search on hold to see what happens with the home prices. This means less competition with making offers. As I mentioned in September's market update, it is now easier to get your offer accepted with your contingencies. This means that if you want to negotiate home inspection repairs or a low appraisal, you now have more power to do so. Furthermore, with homes sitting on the market a little bit longer, you can now have a little breathing room to sleep on making a decision. This doesn't apply to every area just yet, but I can fill you in on the market specifics when the time comes. Prices of homes are starting to soften. The average sales price this September was about $405,000. That is slightly higher from this time last year, which was about $399,000. But it is down from last month, which was about $418,000. So now might be a great time to lock in a great price. Have you heard the expression, marry the house, date the rate? This is floating around the industry to encourage people to look more long-term at their home investment. Rates will not be this high forever, so you can lock in a great priced home and always refinance to a lower rate. Additionally, you can shave years off the life of your loan and save interest with things like bi-weekly mortgage payments or even an additional principal payment every month. There are also a couple of options to keep the rate lower for at least the first few years until rates are predicted to go down. These include a seller buy down and an adjustable rate mortgage. I'm happy to put you in touch with an excellent lender so you can further explore these options and see if they make sense for your personal circumstances. On the seller side, this may be an excellent time to make a move. A few months ago, you may have been weary to put your home on the market in fear that you would not find something else to move into prior to the sale of your home. There are other ways around this, which we can discuss when we work together. And also now you'll have more options as inventory starts to stay on the market a little bit longer. To add to that, you will have more opportunities to get your offers accepted with a home sale contingency, which, if we were talking 6 months ago, would have been absolutely unheard of. Buyers are proceeding with caution. Even though the possibility of refinancing at a lower rate exists, buyers are taking more time to make decisions as reflected in the increasing days on market. In some cases, buyers are getting cold feet when their offers are getting accepted too quickly. I experienced this myself firsthand when I got not one, but 2 offers accepted for a client recently, and then they backed out during return review to make new changes to their criteria. What this means for sellers, depending on where you're located, more effort may be necessary to keep current contracts together. Priced incorrectly, it is less likely buyers will accept homes with defects and accommodate extended seller timelines. This is a drastic turn from the market 6 months ago, where you can sell a home as is, rent it back for free from the buyer, and have a huge appraisal gap coverage negotiated up front. This practice became absolutely standard if you wanted to get your offer accepted in a multiple offer situation. We are still seeing multiple offers in many places, but with less enthusiasm to go way above the purchase price and waive contingencies. Moving forward, as we approach the holiday season, normally things in the real estate world tend to slow down. It can still be a great opportunity to buy or sell a home depending on what you're looking to accomplish. On the seller side, only the most serious buyers would brave the colder weather in order to make a move. So while your showing count may be lower, the chances of the buyer getting to the closing table might be higher. Furthermore, there are usually fewer listings on the market this time of year, which means your home will be showcased instead of buried with the competition. On the buyer side, there are fewer homes to choose from, but there's also generally less competition. So it may be a great time to lock in a property if you've had difficulty getting your offers accepted in the past. If rates continue to increase, which they are predicted to do so, it could cause homes to sit on the market longer until they adjust their pricing in line with what buyers can manage. A lack of inventory is what's causing prices to hold steady instead of plummeting with price corrections. So we will see in the coming months if inventory begins to increase as buyer affordability declines. That's all I have for you on the October market update. I do these updates and other informational videos weekly, so if you'd like to stay up to date, feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to check out any of my buyer or seller guides, I have them posted in the description box and would love your feedback in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.